After more than 20 years of woodworking as a hobby and as a business, I finally got around to building myself a good crosscut sled. I'm going to show you how I did it, and we're going to answer the question, do we really need to do complex mathematical equations, or can we just use a square to square these things up? Stick around and find out. All right, so the first thing we're going to need is a good set of slides. A lot of people make them out of hardwoods. I made this one years ago, and as you can see over time, it is not quite what it used to be. What I like to use an aluminum slide. These ones I picked up off Amazon. I think I paid about $16 a piece for these. They have the adjustment on top that'll actually take up the slack side to side. And it also has this extra piece that guides inside the T-slot on my track, so if you pull your board way back, it doesn't flip off the table. I'll leave a link in the description down below so you can go ahead and pick up a set of these for yourself. All right, next up I'm going to cut this 3/4 inch plywood out to 24 by 36. Once I get the fences on the front and the back, it's going to leave me about 19.5 inches. Most of our boards are no bigger than 16 inches, but that'll give me a couple inches to work with, just in case I ever need to make anything a little bit bigger. So get this ripped out, and then we'll cut out some pieces for a fence. All right, so I got my runners in the slots. I just marked out a couple inches ahead here, so I have some overhang on both ends. And I've set this up, I've got 15 inches on the right side. That'll leave me, 21 inches on the other side. That should work out pretty decent. So I'm gonna put some double-sided tape on this. I'll use the fence to line up my board, drop it on there, drill some holes, and then we'll put some screws in this. Now, with that little bit of overhang, now I have room to set this on my saw while I get it lined up. That'll help me get it on the board. After letting the glue dry overnight, I pulled my two fences out of the clamps, cut them down to size, and checked them with a straight edge to make sure they were flat. All right, so now we got our fences all cut to size. I'm actually gonna come in here and do a little relief cut on this. Probably seen the fences that have the hump in the middle and the lower outside edges. The reason for that is you wanna have as much support in the center as you can because you're gonna cut this board in half and your fences are what's holding this thing together. But the problem is, with it being this tall, even with a piece of 3/4 inch wood, I can just barely touch that wood to hold it in place while I'm trying to push the sled. So I actually want to lower these down so I can get a better grip on the fence and still hold on to my workpiece. Now, before I actually install these fences, I'm going to run a dado in the front face of this one, and that's going to let me put this T-track in here for my stops. I also have some thinner T-track that I'm going to put down here on the main sled itself, and that's going to allow me to install these hold down clamps. So if I have anything that's kind of small that I don't want to get my fingers into, I can always use these to clamp everything down and keep it safe. I laid out the shape of my fence with a square and my best circle jig, then moved over to the bandsaw to cut out the rough shape. I smoothed out the bandsaw cut with the sander, then moved over to the router table to use an 1/8 inch roundover bit to ease all my corners off. I used the table saw to run a dado in the front face of the fence, cut my T-track on the miter saw, and then attached it with some 3/4 inch screws. And finally, I laid out where my track was going to go for my hold down clamps, making sure that it didn't land on top of the runners. Then I used a straight edge and a plunge router to cut the slots into the base. With our hold down clamp track in place, now I can go ahead and get this rear fence installed. This one doesn't have to be perfectly square, so I can just line it up here with the back edge of the board. The front one, we're gonna take it back over to the table saw and finally go ahead and cut part of the board here, just enough that I can lay a square in there and start to get it laid out. Next, we're gonna bring the blade up through the base, and that'll give me something to square off of. So with my blade poking through, I can actually go ahead and put the square on here, line that up with my cut. Once I get that pretty well square, I'm just gonna go ahead and clamp this in place. With that clamped down in place, everything's pretty well lined up with my saw kerf. I'm gonna go ahead and put one screw in this end that's gonna stay there. This is gonna be my pivot screw. We'll put another screw out here that's gonna be temporary, and then we'll go through the 5-cut method and see just how close we got it. So we're gonna go ahead and do the 5-cut method on this. I think somewhere along the way, this is what happens when engineers start doing woodworking, and I can say that because I'm an engineer that got into woodworking. And 20-some years ago, what I tried to do was make everything perfect to the 1,000th of an inch, just like I was working with metal. And what I learned was wood moves. Wood is not perfect. And it took me a while to get used to that concept, but I have finally accepted my fate that wood is not gonna stay perfect. You might get it to 1,000th of an inch, come back in an hour and see what it did. So, just for fun, I'm gonna run through this method. We're gonna see how this turns out. So what exactly is the 5-cut method? We're gonna take a square piece of wood. I've got it marked with an A and a B. We're gonna start off, we're gonna rip a little bit off of this edge, turn it, rip off of this edge, turn it, do that 4 times until we're back to the beginning. Then we're gonna go ahead and rip about a 1/2 inch off of here, off the original side, subtract our B measurement from our A measurement, and we're gonna divide that by 4. That's gonna give us an error factor. We're gonna take that factor and we're gonna multiply it by the distance from the pivot point to the very end of our fence. If it's positive, we're gonna move the fence away from us. If it's negative, we're gonna actually pull the fence back to us, and then we're gonna use a block and some feeler gauges to adjust this. Personally, I feel like I've already set it up with the same square that I'm gonna check everything with later, and it's probably as close as it's ever gonna get. But I wanna do this just to see how close it actually is and see if it really needs to be this complicated. So let's try it. All right, so here are my measurements. Got my A side. We are sitting at 0.83. My B side, we are exactly at 0.83, so I have no corrections to make. If yours comes out different, you can go ahead and make the adjustments, but my personal opinion is set it up from the beginning with the good square and you won't have any problem. If you're not getting any square cuts, then you can come back and do this method. I personally think it's overkill, so I'm gonna go ahead and screw this fence to the base and we'll move on. All right, we just about got this thing wrapped up. Both my fences are locked down tight. I've got this piece of oak I'm gonna cut up and make a stop block out of, and I'm gonna put something back here just to kind of remind myself not to put my thumbs where the blade comes through. Kind of obvious, but I guess when you're paying attention to things up here, you never know where you might stick your hand. So probably just put a block of wood back there or something to kind of run into and tell me that it's there. So once that's done, I'm gonna sand things up a little bit and this thing will be done. All right, that's gonna wrap up our Crosscut Sled project. I think this turned out great, and I really wish I would have made this years ago. I'm gonna get a lot of use out of it. So if you wanna build one for yourself, I'll leave a link to all the hardware down in the description so you can go check that out. And we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Won't have as much deflection. I also wanna install a couple of tracks. Quiet. Positive, we're gonna move the fence away from us. If it's negative, we're gonna move the fence. I gotta look at my notes because this is ridiculous.